Alright, so back to section 5, problem 1, but this time part 2. It says, fill in the blanks to complete the square, or complete the solution. We did completing the squares at the operation here. So really it's just asking me to solve for x. If I didn't know what I was supposed to do from part A to part B, I can just look at my answer choices and see that I'm solving for x here. So if I go back to my equation that we found in the previous part, I'm going to start by dividing by 3 because I want to get rid of that 3 that's in front. So x minus 2 squared equals 45. Now I want to get rid of the square sign. So the only way I can get rid of a square sign is by doing the opposite operation, which in this case is taking the square root. So the square root and that square cancel out. I know whenever I take the square root of a number, I'm going to have a positive and a negative solution, so I want to put that plus or minus sign. And when I plug in the square root of 45 to my calculator, I get a decimal number, so something that's not super easy to work with, and I see that none of my answer choices have decimals. So I want to create a factor tree with 45. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together to give me 45. The first two that come to my head are 9 and 5. And then I want to keep breaking them down all the way. So I can break 9 into 3 and 3, and 5 only goes into 5 and 1, so I want to keep it as 5. I look for matching numbers, or pairs of numbers. So in this case, I have a pair of 3s. Whatever pair I have, that number wants to go on the outside, and then whatever is left over and lonely goes on the inside of the radical. At this point, sometimes we would split into two cases, but I look at my answer choice and I see that my plus or minus sign is in here, so I don't need to split it into two cases. I just need to keep solving for x to get x by itself. So I add 2 to both sides. I get x equals 2 plus or minus 3 radical 5. Now be careful when selecting your answer choices here because we do have positive and negative versions of our solution. So if I just want to write it underneath to make sure I'm getting them in the right spot, 2 and then 3 radical 5. So all the numbers I'm looking for should be positive. So my C is going to be 2, my D is going to be 3, and my E